I ain't gonna lie, I was vibing on that. I like my intro. I'm starting to fall in love with it actually. Matter of fact. Anyway, might have to start playing that shit falling asleep. But anyway, listen. Blessed to be here with y'all. Let me not lose focus of what I'm doing and what's happening. But this lecture is definitely you know, been called for a few people. So many people have been wanting me to do this lecture. And I'm just happy I finally get the opportunity to do it. So, I'm not even gonna hold y'all on too long. I'm gonna knock it out real fast. And this is just what it is, simply. My opinion is that, the world, the state of, life has changed, dramatically. And we're not gonna get into the factors of why I think it changed. That could be another conversation for another day. Like, share, and subscribe. Please hit the cash app if you're blessed enough. Please support the family. Support the bloods. That's what I'm gonna start calling everybody that's, in the chats that become a part of the family, the bloods. All my young bloods, 'cause I'm getting a little agey now, I'm getting a little up there, whatever the case may have you. But you know, we about to jump into it. Black women, we got to start bringing more style and more grace back in. I feel like we have made a new wave of women that get away dressing sexy and like dressing in like bedroom attire, and you get away with it dressing outside, and but you actually think it's style, you know. And we got to switch that whole concept. And I'm gonna show y'all, why most women of today's era is just single, and more importantly, men kind of just treat them like, pretty much like rag dolls, like toys, basically. I'm gonna show you why. Watch. Adoo, adoo. That shit was hard. I like that. Okay, so let's just jump right into it right here. Hold on. Where was this at? Where was it at? Here you go. Now, before we even jump into it, I have to mute it because I don't want to get copyrighted. This is just for fair use. And what I'm showing you here, what is really important. Matter of fact, let me get a little deeper. Let me get a little bigger with the yeah, because I want for y'all to fully see what's going on in real time. Now, every woman that you see dancing here is in shape. This is the point of the conversation because we're not going to get away from that. You know, we're going to get to the way they're dressing later. But the first thing you must acknowledge is that every woman is in shape. Not one woman you can find in a dance line that's not in shape. Hold on. Let's go to the next video. If you think I'm bugging, hold on. Let's go to the next video. This is lines, years, months, episodes of dance lines. Look, I'm gonna go to the list. Go down the list. None of these women are out of shape. Not one. Keep on looking. I'm looking for one. I'm looking for a woman. Look how all of the women are dressed. Hold on. Let's go to the next video. Because if you think I'm just bugging, we can go through years, episodes, what episode you want to watch. You know, it's up to you. What year you want to watch? Every woman is in shape. Every woman. And this is, look, you know why this is a big thing for me? Seriously, is because women that's not out of, that's not in shape, all this, BBW nonsense, they look at women like this as a joke. Or, oh, she's trying too hard to fit in, or she's pick me, basically. And the problem that I have with this is that y'all the first group of women to ever think like that. Today's modern woman is the first woman in history to ever think being in shape for a woman is trying too much for a man. Let's go to the next episode. Let's go to another line, because for me this is very important. This is all fair use, all fair use. You know, for me, 1973. For me, look at all these women. Every woman is in shape, dressed nice. And now, matter of fact, we're gonna get off the weight. We're gonna go straight into the attire. Every woman is classy and graceful. Look at all these women. None of these women are dressed sexually. That's what I said at the beginning of this conversation. You women, you know why men don't keep y'all nowadays? And this is a big point, and this is what I really want to change through my black community. Women got to realize when you wear bedroom attire or like real sexual clothes, you're only wearing that because you can get away with that, because you look good in that. But in all reality, it's not style. It's not stylish that you wear spandex. It's just something you look nice with and you can get away with. Doesn't make it stylish. I don't even want to look up the definition of style for you, because, for me, and look, oh my God, they were creative. Women nowadays are almost like walls. They're just there. Then they open their mouth, they get a little attitude. Women back then were just so graceful and stylish and relaxed and pleasant. It was a whole total different atmosphere for men. I could see why almost pretty much 90% of men were married. I could see why almost 90% of black women were married. I could marry any one of these women up here. I'm not even gonna lie. I could take my pick. I don't know. If I put 10 black women up today against 10 black women of the 70s, I could see why men don't choose women for marriage nowadays. Women lack style, they lack grace, they lack confidence. Women don't even know how to communicate with men nowadays. I'm just being straight up, and I'm talking about in terms of us getting to, hold on, let me get to the next video. Us getting a great understanding of what we're doing. Not just what you want, or not what you want to see in a certain situation. Really what we're both getting out the situation, and how can it both be beneficial for both of us. Like, a lot of these things, are not even thought about nowadays. Like, hold on. Just the video. All right. So right now we're gonna go into a lesson on how even black women communicated back in the day. Totally different from now. Watch this. Now, why I love this clip is because, it shows how the average black woman was thinking back in the days, and how, more importantly, she took the time to think and she thought for others. The average black woman does not think for others. This is why I constantly tell older black women, you can't speak for women 25 years and younger because they're just on a whole different timing. They don't care about your word anyway. They don't care about your opinion. And for me, I want to have hope for the black race. I feel like they're part of me. I feel like they are me. They're everything that I breathe. They're everything that I think. They are who I exist for. But the point is that if they're not in the mindset or in the frequency they're supposed to be in, it becomes to be, complicated. But I'm not gonna hold you too long. We're gonna jump right into it, and I want you just to listen to the way they communicate with each other.
Think that we have to get rid of the illusions, we have to get rid of the poisons, we have to get rid of the lies. And one way to do that is expose it and dissect it.
Another way, if we create a new life, a new value system, and live it as an
Exactly.
example.
That's what I'm talking
Exactly.
about. That's it.
That would probably be the
That's
best
it.
way, because then people could see it as a living, not as a theory. Because what we need to do is to reestablish a new value system. That's what Black people need.
Right,
a value
and how
system,
exactly, and how do we go about that?
We go about it the way you go about daily work. First of all, you decide what you want. You establish your values and you start to live it.
Mm-hmm.
And the people in your community, you start talking to your neighbors. You get yourself together first.
Exactly.
Then you get your community together.
We're in agreement.
Then you get your neighbors together.
We're in agreement.
Right. And then you can move on out. But in the beginning, you have to make sure you got yourself together.
Right.
Okay. You have to start right here.
That went over so many black women head. Like, people don't understand that it's so much like drama in the black neighborhood. People worrying about other dumb shit. People worrying about each other on just dumb things where you can't even focus on building your community because you so worried about your neighbor or with your cousin or with your homegirl doing. You should be worrying about getting your household in order, and then you should be worrying about building up your community. These are black women right here in 1970 telling you that. Run the clip.
You start to live it. And the people in your community, you start talking to your neighbors. You get yourself first. First of all, you decide what you want. You establish your values and you start to live it. And the people in your community, you start talking to your neighbors. You get yourself together first.
Right.
Exactly. Then you get your community together.
We're in agreement.
Then you get your neighbors together.
We're in agreement.
Right. And then you can move on out. But in the beginning, you have to make sure you got yourself together.
Right.
Okay. You have to start right here.
I think we ought to be sure we understand what she's saying. Now, this relates to what you said earlier about the Black nation, right?
Exactly.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean by the Black nation.
I mean, Black people's lives, being self-determining, defining yourself, naming yourself, and having political power. We're a nation already without political power.
Say it again. Say it again.
We're a cultural nation without political and military power. We're a nation, in captivity by another people.
Right.
People who have a totally different culture than we have.
Right.
Who cannot even relate to the things that we relate to.
Right.
That is the problem. And as Black women, we have to be the inspiration for the nation, for our men. We have to start out into the community educating the children, educating ourselves. Because once we educate ourselves, the children will become educated because we are the ones that teach the children. We are the ones that decorate the homes. We are the ones that are with both female and male children. We are the ones that the children look to as the image in terms of their daily education.
Right.
So it is important that we don't get our values mixed up and feel that we have to educate the world. We haven't first educated ourselves. It's still always a self.
Indeed.
I mean, the world will relate to us once we can relate to ourselves. I mean, and I think we're afraid of definitions and afraid to set guidelines because we might have to live by them. If you stand up and say a black woman should do this and that, then you might have to do that. But if you say, well, we don't have to say anything, you know, we can just do it. Do what? So like everybody can do their own thing. But every society needs a value system. Every society has a criteria in which they live by.
And we live by everybody else's.
Exactly.
Right.
We should have.
Wow. You know, this is why I made that video. You know, I think it's very, very important that we understand, you know, what's going on and what's happening. You know, I think it's very important that we extend that, you know, things are just different, you know. You know, and it's just it's a crazy time. It really is, you know, and we just need to understand that women, you know, change dramatically. And women have to accept that. I think a lot of women, in my opinion, that I've talked to, they don't like to accept the fact that women have changed dramatically. And they have. You know, it's for me, it's not a war, you know, on humanity. It's not, oh, let's go to war with women now. They have changed so much and oh my God, they're dramatically different. Oh my God. They have to be stopped. No. This is about a conversation of acknowledgement, acknowledging this transformation has happened. You got a lot of women out here that think women still play the same role they played back in the day, or they have more duties, or they have more for better. They just feel naturally that it's more duties on their hand, and naturally, you got to realize like women actually had it way harder back in the day. You understand? And it's actually a spit in their face to say that you actually had it harder with more technology and more ways out. Women of today's era have way more ways out than any woman in history, you know, and I hear so many women complain that it's so much harder now to be a woman than it was in the 70s. And for me, when I hear that, it's just utter disrespect to, you know, everybody that came before us. You know, they barely had real cars back then, let alone cell phones, computers, and all these programs to get you here and get you there. The point is, you know, thank y'all so much for being here. Like, share, and subscribe, and understand that the world is just different. It's a different place, you know. Um, I do wish that the black women, you know, of my generation, you know, could see things a little differently. But, you know, until then, you know, I'll still be the guy that, you know, protects and serve because the black woman is my responsibility and they always will be. And on that note, like, share, and subscribe. Hit the Cash App if you got to. Hit the Cash App if you could. Thank y'all so much. Alien Blood, AB, signing out.